again, it's Kelley from Cooper-Siegel Community Library, and this is the third installment of Adventures in Poetry. We are doing some poems every Friday during the month of April because it's National Poetry Month, and that means we all love poetry extra hard in April. And this week, I'm reading 3 more poems. Again, those are all taken from an Instagram account called Poetry is Not a Luxury, which I love, love, love. And the first poem I'm going to read is by my very favorite poet of all time. Her name is Naomi Shihab. She's a current poet. She's writing right now, and highly recommend her. She's just lovely. And this is an older poem of hers called Trying to Name What Doesn't Change. Roselva says the only thing that doesn't change is train tracks. She's sure of it. The train changes, or the weeds that grow up spidery by the side, but not the tracks. I've watched one for 3 years, she says, and it doesn't curve, doesn't break, doesn't grow. Peter isn't sure. He saw an abandoned track near Sabinas, Mexico, and says a track without a train is a changed track. The metal wasn't shiny anymore. The wood was split and some of the ties were gone. Every Tuesday on Morales Street, butchers crack the necks of 100 hens. The widow in the tilted house spices her soup with cinnamon. Ask her what doesn't change. Stars explode. The rose curls up as if there is fire in the petals. The cat who knew me is buried under the bush. The train whistle still wails its ancient sound, but when it goes away, shrinking back from the walls of the brain, it takes something different with it every time. Great. We love Naomi. The second poem is by a poet, Philip Levine, who's also lovely, and it is called Alone. Sunset and the olive grove flames on the far hill. We descend into the lunging shadows of goat grass, and the air deepens like smoke. You were behind me, but when I turned, there was the wrangling of crows and the long grass rising in the wind, and the swelling tips of grain turning to water under a black sky. All around me, the 1,000 small denials of the day rose like insects to the flaming of an old truth. Someone alone following a broken trail of stones toward the deep and starless river. And then finally, a poem by Amy Lowell. She was writing in the late 1800s and the early 1900s. So she's a bit of an older poet. This one is called Vernal Equinox. The scent of hyacinths, like a pale mist, lies between me and my book, and the south wind, washing through the room, makes the candles quiver. My nerves sting at a spatter of rain on the shutter, and I am uneasy with the thrusting of green shoots outside in the night. Why are you not here to overpower me with your tense and urgent love? 3 wonderful poems, 3 more wonderful poems, and I'll be back with 3 more wonderful poems next week. Thanks.